Hi. I wanted to take a moment and connect with all of you to give you a message that I received from Spirit. You may have been feeling like the energies are a little wonky, that you might even feel like you're in the wrong space energetically right now. You can kind of feel that there's something that's taking place that feels like it's messing with the timelines. I definitely have been experiencing that. And when I really connected in with Spirit, what I was shown, and that has since been a call to action, is that there is a massive loss of stability taking place in the Middle East. Now, we know this. We know that there's a whole lot going on. But the difference is so many of the energy workers, the light workers, the grid workers are lost in grief, sorrow, sadness. They went in too far. And Spirit keeps saying, this is why we've asked you to be of the world and not in it. So that you can look at something and you can tread lightly over it and you don't get bogged down by the intensity of it, by the absolute devastation of it. It does not mean that the person doesn't have compassion. I don't want you to think that. But there is a beauty in being able to hover above. And when you hover above, that is when you can actually assist in a much greater fashion. So if you think about somebody who is triaging on a battlefield, if they stopped to look and go, oh, that's this person or it's that person, they would be of no use. And so essentially what's happened is what is taking place is really a huge resource drain on the energy workers. We're being called. We're being called not only to stabilize the area, but to truly send unconditional love for every single living being, man, woman, child, animal, that is in that region, and to the earth. Religion doesn't matter. Politics don't matter. Right, wrong, none of that gets in the way. What is being asked of us is that we blanket the entire area in unconditional love. Because the opposite of dark is not necessarily light. It is love. And when we go in it without judgment, without condemnation for what is taking place, because we're not 100% sure what is going on because we're not there. When we are able to give of our energy and our unconditional love from the purest state possible, it does the best and most good. So if you are finding that you're in it, right? Like you are so sad and full of sorrow and you're feeling lost, pull back. Pull back, ground, get outside, sit in the sun if you can, and recalibrate and realize that you went in too far, you went in too deep. And from that position, send that entire area unconditional love, just blanket it. And if you find that you're trying to send that area love and you are still sinking into that, that is there, send unconditional love around the world. See the world and just blanket it. You know, a friend said that she's been working with the imagery of the sticky foam and how, it like seals it. And she likes doing that. So she sends the unconditional love into the sticky foam and just sends it to that area. I have been working with containers where I am seeing that whole area as needing a giant container, and I'm filling it with unconditional love, but at the same time, I'm also anchoring unconditional love. There is serious things going on in that area that is disrupting the grids. And there's a reason that area is called the Holy Land. There are portals and stargates and so many sacred things there that could be misused. Maybe they are being misused. And we are really being called right now. And so when enough of us are not able to be objective, to come from that place of pure unconditional love and compassion for the murderer and the one that's murdered, then it's putting a greater toll on those of us that can. Because it really is, if there's 100 of us that are working this, but 50% can't get near it without going too deep and getting into the sorrow, then the other 50% have to take up the slack. So we are all needed. And so if you're unable to send unconditional love to that region without getting in too deep, start doing it with the earth, the entire earth, every single man, woman, and child. Just blanket it, because that will also help. But we are being told, walk lightly, tread lightly. We do not need to get swamped in this, because then essentially we're not effective anymore. And we are being called, and we are desperately needed. So I hope that this video assists you, that if you are somebody who has been flying above, but is kind of like, is there something wrong with me? Why am I not in sorrow? Please do not go into sorrow, because we really, really need you. If you are somebody who this is tanking you, pull back. Pull back. Because your energy needs to be used to assist, not for you to get sucked in the whirlpool that this is creating. So please take care of yourselves. It's an exhausting time as we're working the energy. So take care of yourself, and please pull back, walk lightly. You are needed. Your energy is needed, your unconditional love, your non-judgment. All of that is needed. Take care.